Welcome back, fellow gamers. I want to talk to you today about Jason Voorhees and how to play with him, or what to do as a new player. If you just got the game and you're kind of wondering what to do, this here is what I've learned to do to really maximize my gameplay with Jason Voorhees. I've done a few games. The first few games were pretty bad. I remember one game I think I killed like 1 or 2 people. The last, I think, 4 or 5 games I've played, I've actually killed every single counselor, plus Tommy Jarvis. So I feel like I've gotten a good grasp of the early game, and I think there's a lot more. As I play more, I'll certainly evolve. Right now, I'm relying heavily on a few things, and I want to walk you through them here. So I'm gonna keep the audio off because I'm taking it from my live stream. So you see the 5 likes on me. That's actually from the live stream. If I take off my beautiful face cam, actually, yeah. If I take off my beautiful face cam or webcam, that's me yesterday. Yeah. So anyways, ignore that 5 likes. We're going to jump in. I'm going to break down exactly what's going on here. The first thing that I can't stress enough is the start of a game. So when I'm starting as Jason here, I need to collect knives. There are 2 knives in Jason's shack you should be collecting. These knives will come in handy, and I'll show you why afterwards. Before I teleport away, though, I make sure to place a bear trap. I want a bear trap in case anybody decides to come and take the sweater. I want to make sure that they're going to pay a bit of a price to get that sweater. I then try to go to a spot where I know that it could cause me a lot of issues. In this case here, I went to the telephone box, where they would put the fuse in. I want to make, again, somebody get hurt by putting that in. And then here, it's really destroying the windows. I know there's a counselor in this house. If they want to get out of the house, I'm going to make them pay a bit of blood. And good enough is that I have Jason Part 3, which, by the way, I think is probably one of the better Jasons to pick. Definitely if you're an early player. The fact that he can run, as soon as a counselor is hurt, they're slowed down a bit. And by Jason being able to run, you can get a bit more distance, or you get closer. You can close in on the counselor a bit easier. So by doing that, really, it's allowing me to get that pursuit. So this person here, they keep going back and forth, and each time they're taking a bit of health. They're losing a bit of health. And sometimes when they just want to stick around there, you take out the knife and it forces them to react quickly. And sometimes the player won't react quickly and you just get that knife throw. So this person here has lost. So see, I have not hit them, and they are just grabbing their arm as they're running through. So they are a lot slower, and I can easily, it took me 1 hit to kill this person. So that really helped my situation. Being able to close in on the counselor. If I was a Jason that didn't have a run ability, it would have taken me longer to get to the person, but they may have been able to juke me a few times in the process. So that's one of the things that I wanted to highlight. If we look at this next one here, there are definitely a few different things, and situational awareness is definitely one of them. And this person here, that's a gimme right there. That's a gimme. I'm taking advantage of the environment, though. That's situational awareness. You get close to the windows, fireplaces, tree stumps, but more than that, knowing that I need to check in on things like cars, because I heard the car take off here. So now I don't need to panic. This was kind of a bad place right here, but I got to get in front of the car. Get in front of the car, stop that car. Now here I actually made a mistake. I should have went for the driver. That was a glitch. I'm not going to take any credit for that. That was just a pure, straight glitch. The car flipped on its side. But I should have went for the actual driver there. Just take him completely out of the game and be able to have the other people scattered. Now here I was lucky enough the car just ended up flipping over. Yeah, I did a kind of a shift grab thing. I know some people consider it dirty, but that's apparently the way the game has been designed, so I'm going to take advantage of it. Here, I'm making sure to break the windows. Again, just if they want to get out of the house, they're going to pay a bit of blood. That's what I want. I want them to pay blood. At this stage of the game, it's, again, placing traps down. If they want to get out of here, generally that back window, I find, is the one that counselors will jump out the most. So I will more often than not try to place a a trap. And then this person here, they did not lock the door, and they were staying still. So I decided to give myself the opportunity to just take that throwing knife. When you injure them a bit, you're able to really choke them out faster, and there's less life for them to go, right? So you could really get that kill quicker. So that's another thing. Place the traps, situational awareness, kind of tied into that, both in the house, but knowing what happens with the car. Now, a car will be something I will sometimes randomly teleport to, just in case people are working on it or they're trying to gather stuff and drop it off at that location. Sporadically checking into those hotspots is the way to go. I really like to keep the players on the up and up and keep them honest with that. So the next one is going to kind of pay off. I'm going to show you here. It's going to be some more demonstration of why the Jason who runs is actually quite superior to the ones who just walk, especially if you're a new player early in the game, making sure that you can close in on these guys. So here I just missed, and I missed the swing. Sometimes you can hit a player as they're climbing through the window, and other times you can't. I'm not sure what's a glitch and what isn't. That is definitely a glitch. Here I actually get stuck in my animation, and it's like, yeah, it's just weird. Here I'm trying to get through the door. I got through the door. I'm good. Now it's again, utilizing the sense. I like to make sure that I'm not just going to waste my time going into the house. I drop in perfectly here. Perfectly. Get this guy who's carrying the battery. They were two people. I was absolutely loving this here. I think he gets away. He's got a pocket knife. Not a big deal. He's scared. He's scared at this point. He's going to go run into a house. So making sure that I can, don't panic at this point. I know here that, I wasn't going to place. I wanted to place a trap, but I didn't in the end. And then this here was back to my original clip. So making sure to really use all your abilities, your sense. It sounds like common knowledge, but you'd think otherwise. And I'm going to get to stock. Stock's actually a really important one that I want to jump through in a second. No, this one here I already did. Yeah, that was the one I actually was going to talk about separately for catching up on a player that's injured. Here, another thing. I'm running. I've used both of my quick mobility abilities. And at this point here, I see he has a flare gun. It's a quick juke, and then I throw my knife. He's gonna take that extra second to really be, and he panics at this point. He's taking that. He's like, oh my god, what's going on? And at this point, it's because of my quick reaction time that I was able to. I saw he had a flare, so it's by zigzagging. If you stay in one spot, you're really not going to be able to avoid those things unless the player has bad aim. The aiming mechanics here are a bit difficult for newer players. One thing you also want to do is just keep players on your toes. Like, don't be afraid to just circle and make yourself unpredictable to the player. Here I actually thought there was somebody else close by, and there wasn't. I juked myself. The stock ability here, though, is what I want to highlight as well. When you use stock, your Jason music cuts out. So here my stock faded. So they saw I was there. The music kicks up, so they looked around. They did a 360 and then took off. Utilizing that, especially when a player's going around a corner, I like to throw on stock and then just surprise them. I've got a lot of easy kills where a person runs right into Jason and simple grab, choke. Asphyxiation is the name of the game at that point. And increasing the amount of fear as soon as you get close also contributes to them. They start panicking. They start losing their HUD. They start to figure out, trying to figure out where to go. That's really part of the name of the game that I like to really employ, and that's essentially what I've got going on. So this is my favorite Jason's Part 3. I did just unlock Part 2, and Part 2 Jason I actually think is stronger than Part 3, mainly because I highly enjoy the fact that he has additional traps. I think he starts with 7 or 5, something like that. He starts with more traps, as it says here. His Morph Ability, really important if you have people that start trying to take off. If a person gets into a car and you try to stop the car, and then you realize, hey, somebody's at the boat trying to repair the boat, go to the boat quickly. You're not going to be landlocked to a certain area. The fact that he's got a pitchfork is just water on it's just gravy, not water. It's gravy. And none of that, I don't find his water speed weakness is actually that important. I don't really go in water actually that much, so for my game style, it's fine. Lower HP and block chance. Block is you can use that during your combat stabs. Again, nothing that I'm really too worried about. The shift, I do definitely like the shift, but it's a trade-off from having the run, traps, and the morph. So if we go back to part 3 here, so he can run, which is great. His weapon strength, so the fact that it'll take less hits to do more damage, and his grip strength. So if you grab a counselor, odds are they are not going to be able to escape. You do have a decreased stock duration and sense, so that's kind of like, yeah, it's unfortunate, but for early game, getting your feet wet before you can really get the placement down. And I think that as we as Jason players start to evolve, the ones where you don't have the ability to run will matter less because you'll be able to place yourself better. But I would say for the time being, really just focus on the 2 Jasons that can run, and I think you'll find a lot of success employing those abilities that I've mentioned before. If you have any other tips and tricks, I know these were pretty basic, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you'd like to check out some of my other videos, you can do that right over there. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can do that. It's right under. It's really appreciated. I'd like to thank you for making me a part of your day. And until next time, good gaming.